This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
Hey everybody.
Good day, or evening, afternoon, morning perhaps.
Whenever you decide to check us out, whatever that part of the day is, thank you. Thank you for doing so. Especially for joining us, Kenneth Levitsky and Christopher Mercier, a very special Geek Pants, where we recast Fantastic Four and the X-Men, and possibly talk about a couple of odds and ends that may or may not have already been discussed in previous Camcasts, but we want to rediscuss them in this Camcast. So,
now that you're asleep, let's get the shit rolling.
Yes.
Really rolling with the radio voice.
So anyway, I actually started with Fantastic Four first.
Okay, that's cool. I'll hop on over.
There's a couple here. Like I have one or two, right?
It'll be interesting to see if we have any duplicates.
I think we might. Have some duplicates.
I made a photo album.
Good.
Which I'll share for everyone here. But
Excellent.
It's so I can share with Chris as we're talking about it.
Excellent. So,
okay.
So right at the beginning, for Reed Richards,
Mm-hmm.
right out of the gates, I had John Krasinski,
Oh.
and I mentioned this to you not too long ago because basically based off the amazing work he's been doing in he did in A Quiet Place and in
Jack Ryan, and the highly underrated Michael Bay film 13 Hours.
Right, which I haven't seen yet, but I wanted to.
Really good.
But part of it was actually the beard. Like, so I pictured him with the beard, but with the white, and then I was like, man, that's fucking Reed Richards right there.
Oh, God,
I know he doesn't normally have a beard, but I was like, you know what? Yeah. Like,
and I mean, like, Krasinski was in the running for Captain America.
Yeah.
Like, he's been talking to Marvel for a long
Yeah, exactly.
time.
And I feel like because his style of humor is never, like, over the top, like, jokes, and he's not like a Ryan Reynolds type of character.
Right.
So I feel like he could play that, like, super nerd that's kind of like a Sheldon character.
Yeah.
Where the laughs aren't so much what he's saying, it's just the reactions around him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like,
absolutely.
Like, we're dealing with one of the smartest guys in the MCU, period. Or just, like, Marvel. Yeah, Marvel Universe.
Universe.
He's one of the smartest
he's
guys.
He's on the Illuminati.
I think, what is it? Amadeus Cho's the smartest?
Well, apparently Shuri is now.
Right. So Shuri's the smartest.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it's
and
Reed
probably
Richards.
Chow. Like, out of the originals,
Yeah.
I'd say Richards is smarter than Stark, or... Like, he's smart.
Yeah, like...
he's smart.
Yeah, like, and so, but yeah, and even just, like, having the physicality, like, it's not like I want Reed Richards to be this, like, tank.
Yeah.
Because this is a guy that, you know, is a nerd. You know, it's kind of like, when they cast Arnold Schwarzenegger as, Mr. Freeze. Where it was just like, what?
Yeah.
You know, like...
He's a doctor.
The amount of time that you put into your body, you do not have the amount of time to put into science and a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hilarious to put Schwarzenegger in a movie with Bane, and he wasn't playing Bane.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know.
Great choice.
But if for whatever reason Krasinski can't do it, doesn't want to do it, or whatever.
Does a runner-up.
Matt Bomer.
Ah.
Matt Bomer's one where I'm surprised he hasn't been cast in a superhero movie at all. Like, I mean, as an actor, he's really good. Like, I started watching White Collar because of Matt Bomer. Because he's a little dreamy. But, like, he visually, like, I was like, Nightwing. That guy could be Nightwing. Yep. Especially because I saw a clip of him, because he was in Chuck. And he was playing, like, a fucking super spy. And he was doing, like, all these, like, parkour stuff. And I was like, why isn't this guy Nightwing? He's not that tall. But he's not too short. He's got, like, an athletic build to him. He's a great actor. Like, he's a really good actor. Like, I remember watching, what's that really bad Justin Timberlake movie with Amanda Seyfried?
Oh, In Time.
Yeah, In Time.
Yeah.
Great premise.
Execution, not so
horrible.
great.
But he was really good in that, and he's like one of my favorite actors. He should do more, but I think he would be actually a really good like a good backup.
Okay.
But if not, because he's not even that old, we could still get him for Nightwing.
Please cross.
Although at this point, Brendan Thwaites or whatever, who plays Dick Grayson in the Titans.
Yep.
They might as. I know they're not going to, but they might as well just use him if they're going to do a Nightwing movie, because he's great. He's actually really good.
No, definitely good.
Highlight in Titans, really good, really good. Okay, what about you?
Me, it would be, well, see, mine kind of blends together here. Okay, so I'll just pull up my little slideshow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Reed Richards.
Yeah.
And Sue Storm. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
I knew you were going to do that.
For multiple reasons, though, because I always thought she would be a great Sue Richards. Storm, probably. I always thought she would be. I always wanted her to be in a superhero movie. I think she's a great actress. She could do comedy. She could do lightheartedness.
Yeah.
She could kick ass, as shown in Edge of Tomorrow.
But Sue Storm, I always feel like, is one of those characters where she doesn't have to be like a fisticuffs ass kicker.
No, because
she's a strong woman, but not because she can punch guys in the face, just because she's a strong woman. That's one of my favorite depictions of her, is that she's just a strong woman, period. Like, she's just, I'm just like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
and that's kind of one of the various reasons why I wasn't a big fan of Fan-Fortastic. Kate Mara, I didn't like the casting of Kate Mara, because I've never felt that Kate Mara can convey that, like, actual, like, strong woman. Yeah. Like, I feel like this would be a woman who is probably used to other smart guys going, okay, we got this, Sue. And she's just like, no, you don't. I got this. This is how it is. And then they're like, oh, shit, you're right. Okay, you know what I mean? So I never felt she could convey that, and I was right. But also, because the script is so terrible across the board.
Oh, to me, that movie doesn't even exist.
So bad.
We got two campy, cheesy, admittedly fun Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
a product of their time now, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing really.
I don't mind those movies.
They're not bad movies by any means. They're not great movies either. It's what it was for me was. It was a misunderstanding of the Fantastic Four as a whole. Yeah. They got the family dynamic correct. But you're right, like it's too campy. Yeah. And
very campy.
It's one of those where it's like, and this is in and around where you've got X-Men, you've got Spider-Man, where you've got elements of camp in every one of those movies, but it's not a defining factor. It was just one of those things where, like, we're a superhero movie, but it's not like super like over the top camp, right? Especially because we're dealing with, like, and they kind of ultimatized that. They had their, like, no, that wasn't Ultimate. They did the actual space one. It's Fan-Fortastic that attempted to do the Ultimate one. Anyway, so Sue Storm. Yep. Sorry, you had more?
No, I was just going to say, you're talking about her being a strong character and everything, and I think, again, looking at A Quiet Place proves that Emily Blunt could do that, and obviously have great chemistry.
I agree. But I would say, my top pick, Rosamund Pike.
Okay, great actress.
Especially, like, Gone Girl style. Like, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I don't care for Gone Girl, but her performance was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
No, okay. I didn't care.
Or, if you don't get her, Johanna Brady. She's, like, hasn't done a lot of really, like, big things.
I gotta Google her quickly.
But she looks exactly like...
So, Joanna?
Johanna.
Oh, okay, got her. See. Oh, her! She's a great actress. I had no idea that was her name.
Yeah. So she would be one.
So yeah, I think if they're going to go for a younger cast, then she'd be a great choice.
But even like even having it so, like, if they go the ultimate route where they're just like part of that, like if they do a better version than what Fan-Fortastic was trying to do, then okay, so Rosamund Pike, even though she's aged amazingly, you have to take her off the board. And even like Krasinski and Bomer, you have to take them off the board.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely if you go younger, Johanna? Anyway.
Johanna.
But I think she would do really well.
Cool.
Yeah. So
no, I agree. Cool. Yeah. Right on.
Okay. Bring it up.
Okay, so Johnny Storm.
Yep.
I'm going Robbie Amell.
Okay. All right.
Who most people would know from Flash and Legends. Was he on Legends? Or was he already gone when Legends kicked off?
He was already gone because...
Okay, so he was just in the Flash, right?
Yeah, because he's Firestorm.
This is Stephen Amell, who plays Arrow, his cousin, who is much more talented, I think. He's got the look. I've seen him in movies too. The Duff, very funny movie. He was awesome in that.
I feel like they're about the same though. Like I know you're saying he's more talented. I feel they're both.
Okay, maybe not talent. Well, I feel like he's a better actor though. That's the thing.
I still feel like they're both the same.
Okay.
But anyway. Okay.
Okay, so that's my pick for Human Torch.
My pick for the Human Torch is also my backup pick for Nightwing. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Zac Efron.
Oh. Okay.
Yep.
See, I almost put him in this.
Yep.
He'd probably be my runner-up.
But I could also, like, if they cast him as Nightwing, I wouldn't be like, what the fuck? I'd be like, okay, all right.
Yep.
You know, because again, like, he's not too tall.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Nightwing would be really tall, for one. He was a gymnast, so they're typically not. But he also looks like he fucking just works out and then works out and then works out. Like, he looks like I picture Nightwing would look. So that's who I would pick as the Human Torch.
Throw me the thing.
You want to hear the thing?
Do it.
Alan Tudyk.
Oh, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah. That's, because, like, I mean, and I was thinking about it. And
that is very interesting. He's such a great actor.
But that's exactly it. And because now, like, it doesn't matter about age. You know, because even, like, you could have the Thing being a little bit older anyway.
The Thing was hard for me to cast because, really, I mean, I had to go off of what I think Ben Grimm would look like before the transformation.
Yep.
And then the transformation's permanent, so then it's really, does he also have the voice to carry over?
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk is also a really talented voice actor.
Yep.
So that's a great choice.
Yep.
That's a great choice.
Yep. Like, but even then, if we go, like even if, like, we do the before, right, you can still have Alan Tudyk do it.
Yep.
You could do this fucking weirdo CGI thing where you de-age him. Although, you don't really have to.
No, you don't have to. He's not a really old-looking dude.
He's not an old-looking dude, and you could even just be something as simple as, like if we do a Krasinski and Olivia, or sorry, no, not Olivia, but his wife.
Emily Blunt.
Yes, Emily Blunt. Emily
Okay.
Blunt. If you do that, I mean, then it's okay to have it skew a little bit older.
Yeah.
But I mean, I always feel like the Human Torch has to be a little bit younger than them anyway.
Human Torch would be the younger one.
You know?
Hence why, he's clearly younger than the other two.
Yep. So, but yeah, that was my pick.
That's good. My pick, I actually picked a few weeks back, but it's not going to happen because as of now, he's already been cast in another Marvel movie, and that would be David Harbour.
Oh.
I think he's got the voice, and I think he's got the look for Ben Grimm before transformation.
Very much so. I agree completely.
But he's signed on for Black Widow. So, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Though he would have been an awesome choice, I think.
100%.
I couldn't think of a runner-up because I was so keen on this choice.
For the Thing in the Human Torch, I don't have any runners-up.
Yeah.
Although I agree with your assessment, so I think that's great too.
Cool.
Okay, so let's hear your Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom? Okay, Here we go. Ready? Because this is the big one. Ben Foster.
Oh!
Because Ben Foster is a fucking amazing actor.
Yeah.
He can play crazy like no one else.
Yeah. I agree. I have Rainn Wilson.
Oh!
Yep.
I can actually kind of see that.
Just kidding. I have Charlie Cox.
I can actually see Rainn Wilson, though.
I can see Rainn Wilson, but the problem is visually.
Okay.
Visually. Like, if it's just under the Doctor Doom thing and it's just voice, then 100%.
Yeah.
But I mean, also, it's an office joke, really.
Because I'm thinking.
But that's the thing; it's too distracting. But Charlie Cox, I feel, could do.
Charlie Cox.
Because you could take him, like you could do before and after, and I think he'd be amazing. And you could even have him do a British accent, and he doesn't even have to do that American accent, and it'd even be fine.
No, because it's Liberia.
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of accent?
But I just really like Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
And I would even cast him as Batman in the new Batman movie.
I dig that. Yeah, I know, like...
Who else did you cast, by the way?
For who?
For Fantastic Four.
That was it, just the 5. I was saying, like, Alicia Masters, and then, the list goes on. But I was like...
I did one more. One more.
That's the 5.
I did one more. I did Namor.
Okay. Now, I think we're going to see Namor in Black Panther. So I didn't even think about Namor.
Okay. All right.
But
if you were to cast him, like right now, if you were to cast him just off the top of your head, who do you think?
Oh... Off the top of my head?
Yeah.
Fuck. I honestly don't know, man. I'm trying to think of looks.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac?
That's who I would pick for Namor.
That's a solid choice. I like that.
He looks... he looks ethnic enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's not super white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's got a bit of a coloration to him. He's not Brad Pitt gorgeous, but he's also not ugly. Like, you could actually see people going, oh, holy fuck,
Mm-hmm.
right? Plus, I mean, he nailed, like, Apocalypse. And that version of Apocalypse is very similar to what I would picture Namor being.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep. No, for sure.
So yeah,
That's a great choice. Oscar Isaac is an amazing actor.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bud.
So good.
Yeah, bud. All right.
So
So that was our Fantastic Four recap.
That was Fantastic Four. Now X-Men.
And you know what?
Is huge.
That was fantastic.
That was fantastic. That was so fantastic. X-Men I had a tough time doing, man, because I love so much of the current cast.
Oh yeah.
So trying to pick people to replace those guys,
Yep.
Not easy.
Nope.
Not easy.
But I
at
managed
all.
to. I managed to do it a bit.
And then, yeah, and again, I didn't know.
But it was hard.
There's
It
a
was
million
really hard.
X-Men, right? Who would they? So I basically just went with the usual suspects that Fox has kind of been going with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. So how do you want to start?
I went Xavier first.
Okay. All right. So Xavier.
Yeah. Eddie Redmayne.
Okay. All right.
He's late 30s, so by the time this happens, early 40s. He,
In theory.
in theory, I casted someone young but older for him and Magneto.
Right. Yeah.
So
Okay.
so that's my choice.
I went with James McAvoy.
You're like, fuck it.
I don't want to say goodbye. But I also I skewed a bit older. I went with Ralph Fiennes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great actor.
That's what I did. If they don't offer McAvoy a bucket of money.
Just bring McAvoy and Fassbender back, please.
Yeah.
Recast the rest if you want.
Although I do like your Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost said Reddy Edmayne.
He's a great actor. He can play pretty much everything. So.
Yeah. So.
Then I went to Magneto from there.
Yep.
Okay,
Perfect.
So
Okay.
You want to do it first, or
There you go.
Okay. Dan Stevens.
Oh.
Dan
okay.
Stevens is awesome actor. Have you seen The Guest?
No.
The Guest is amazing. It's a masterpiece.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
He's so good. He's so crazy in that.
Okay.
And he was also in Beauty and the Beast. He played the Beast.
Oh.
Really good.
Okay.
Really
All right.
good actor.
Okay. So I went with another two-parter. I went with Jason Isaacs.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just like visually, because like.
Well, he's around the same age as Ralph Fiennes, so that would make sense.
Yeah. But also, I just kind of I looked at it, and one of the things I liked about Fassbender is because Fassbender's an attractive guy.
Yeah.
Because Magneto isn't necessarily like an attractive dude. Like, he looks like he could fuck you up.
Yeah.
But I also went with Daniel Craig.
Okay. Yep.
Skewing a little bit more older. But I also thought it'd be kind of neat to have that same James Bond dynamic.
Mm-hmm. No, I like both of those.
Yeah. So, okay.
Both of those. Then I went to Wolverine.
Oh, okay. So, because my order was like Xavier, Magneto, Cyclops, Jean Grey. But anyway, so
okay.
Wolverine. No.
You go Wolverine?
Yeah, go Wolverine.
Okay, I'm sticking to Zac Efron for this. Because, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Zac Efron looks like Wolverine.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
okay. That's actually a really good pick, too.
Yeah.
Like, whoever did that is...
Friggin' talented.
Yeah.
So.
I actually went with Daniel Radcliffe.
You
that
did,
pic that you showed me, I was like, yeah.
Because I was thinking about Radcliffe. I was even thinking about. I had a couple choices for Wolverine. I had Charlie Hunnam, but he's too old and he's tall again, and I feel like 6 feet.
I like Efron for the same reasons you're about to say, because it's a shorter.
Efron's 5'7". I looked at heights. I also looked at Kit Harington from Game of Thrones. I figured if he got a little jacked up, he could definitely have a Wolverine look going.
Yeah. I saw him too, but I was like,
he's 5'6", and
that's okay.
End of the day, though, I feel like Efron could probably really nail it.
The only thing is that like I don't get like there's a gruffness to Wolverine that I don't see from Zac Efron, whereas I do see it from Daniel Radcliffe. Not even just from the picture that you showed me, but also like he was on the Graham Norton show and he had like a full beard.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay, like he actually kind of looks like, So I feel like that's. But I mean, at the same time. He's such a talented actor that I'd be fine with it. Yeah, there's no way around it.
Yeah, I think. And he's a good age. Like he's kind of in between who I cast for the X-Men and the other two. So so
I'm definitely rethinking my Xavier and Magneto though. I think I might actually agree with yours more.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, go with yours. What's next?
So I go Jean Grey next.
Okay.
Which is Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah, that one came up quite a bit, and not that I have any issues with her because I think she's an amazing actress. I went with Sophie Turner.
Again?
Yeah. I don't see any issues with her Jean Grey.
There is no issues.
She's
only had one shot. She's got her second coming up.
Or Evan Rachel Wood.
That's a good choice, too. I looked at her, but she's a little older, and that's the only reason why.
She doesn't look it, though.
She doesn't look it, no.
So, I stand by that one. So, suck a dick.
But she's a fantastic actress. Like,
she's
right
so
from
good.
Hannah on.
Hannah was so good. Have you watched the TV show yet?
No, I saw it.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Too many shows.
Here's the thing. You should watch it.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. Yeah. It's so great.
I don't really go on Amazon Prime too much because I'm just like there's so much on Crave and Netflix. I'm trying to catch up on.
We haven't made the jump to Crave yet, but we probably will soon.
I got it so I can have HBO. I had to watch Game of Thrones live for the final.
Well, we've got a Plex account that's shared, so Michelle's watching like 5 seasons of Game of Thrones as we speak. The episodes that I've seen are good. I just I don't know.
You gotta stick to it from the start. Like you skip an episode, you're lost.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Or maybe don't tell me how to live my life.
No, this is how you should live your life.
All right. What do you got next?
Okay, I got Cyclops, Scott Summers.
Okay.
Dylan O'Brien.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt for me.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he would be great.
I think he would be really great if you went with the 2 older Professor X and the
I think he'd be really great, period.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I picked him.
No, he'd be awesome, though. He seriously would be.
I feel like this guy is a bit too young.
He's the same age as this is the whole...
I feel like he looks too young. 25 he looks too young.
Okay.
I guess is what I'm getting at.
Have you seen the Maze Runner movies?
No.
He's awesome in them.
I'm not doubting.
It was his performance that maybe not so much the picture. Are you looking at the people that aren't there?
I'm not doubting his talent as an actor. Just saying.
Don't doubt Dylan. Throw a tantrum.
Anyway, all right. So next up.
I dig Joseph Gordon-Levitt though for sure.
Yeah, but I even feel like he's another one that has aged, but he's not so like old looking that he could do this with a younger cast and like just kind of like be like a senior guy. Mm-hmm. This is a guy that like if they change anything, but even if they go the ultimate route, this is still a guy that has grown up with Charles Xavier. Yeah. So even if maybe like Cyclops and Jean and Angel and Beast, and Iceman skew older, but not too much older because they're like senior class, you could still do all that, right?
That was the tough thing with the casting is I had to pick an age and stick with it throughout.
Yeah, no, and I get
like if I were to go with someone like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's an amazing actor and could definitely play a Cyclops, I'd say.
I mean, how old is he actually?
He's our age.
Okay, so he's amazing.
He's amazing. But if I were to go for him, then Jean Grey would have been Bryce Dallas Howard.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so, Jesus.
Yeah.
That would be distracting. She is so hot.
Okay, you take the next one, man.
All right. Okay, so my next up was Storm.
Storm.
So
okay.
I have 2 here.
Okay.
My first pick, Kerry Washington.
Okay. Yep.
I watched that TV show of hers. Can't remember the stupid show now.
But it was a great show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she was amazing in it.
Yeah.
She's actually really, really, really good, and she's actually just a really good actress in general. But I also picked Lupita Nyong'o.
Okay.
I know, because she's in Black Panther,
So it
it's wouldn't happen. But I still either one of them. I think would be just great.
Cool.
Just great.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Again, I went with younger casting,
Yep.
so I went with this actress named Tati Gabriel.
Okay.
She's in the new Sabrina show on Netflix, and she was also in The 100.
Okay.
Really
All
great
right.
actress. She's got the look. She's got the attitude.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next, Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. I didn't do Nightcrawler.
Well, I wasn't going
thought
to,
about
but then
doing
I
Nightcrawler,
was
but-
like, wow, okay.
So
Now,
who's your Nightcrawler choice?
the only reason why I picked him, because this was a hard one, but I went with, I cheated and I looked at other people's fan casting, and I went with Timothy Chalamet.
Okay, yep. I know who that is.
Yeah, visually, he looked just
He's got,
weird
the
enough.
lankiness.
It's a very angular look to
Yes.
him. So I thought, that would translate well with blue fur and possibly a beard, and depending on how they do him.
Mhm.
But, and yeah, a lanky look to
Phrasing.
him. But yes, that's right. That's right.
Hey!
Thank you. We're still doing phrasing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
man,
keep it up for you, buddy.
That's great. That's great.
That's good. No, if I were to do Nightcrawler, I'd probably do Freddie Highmore.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Because
yeah,
this
yeah.
performance in Bates Motel blew me away.
Yeah, and that might be one of those surprise things for him to do such a physical role.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow, Bates, Jesus.
So good.
Okay, all right. Next up for me was Mystique,
Mystique. Oh, I got Mystique. All right.
and I have 2. I did Charlize Theron
Nice.
because Mystique is one of those characters where it doesn't matter the age because she can shapeshift,
Mhm.
right? I kind of like Mystique being an older character. Even with Rebecca Romaine Stamos in the original X-Men, I liked that she seemed like she was a little bit on the older side in comparison to the X-Men.
Yeah.
Even though they're probably all the same age.
Yeah.
But I thought that was kind of neat. Plus, it was kind of I liked the dynamic where you got the sense that Scott was essentially raised by Professor X. Mystique was essentially raised by Magneto. I was that kind of flip side. Or Evan Rachel Wood.
Nice.
Yeah.
Evan Rachel Wood. For me, Sophia Boutella.
Yep. Oh, yeah. No problems there.
Yeah.
In fact, even when you said the name, I was like, I know who that is. And
Yeah.
no problems there.
Yeah. After The Mummy and not
And
Kick-Ass,
Star Trek.
Kingsman, and Star Trek.
Beyond.
I could definitely see her
Yeah.
as Mystique.
Definitely got. She can handle the physicality,
Mm-hmm.
potential physicality. Can do makeup, no problem.
Yep.
Plus she's a really good actress.
Amazing actress.
Yeah, so-
good.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Okay. All right.
Okay. So, who should we go with next?
I got Rogue here.
You got a Rogue? I'll do a Rogue.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's your Rogue?
Alexandra Daddario.
You don't have to show me a picture. I know who she is.
Yeah, you should know who she is. 100%
Okay. All right.
Rogue for me, though.
Yeah. I got 2 actually. Lindsay Fonseca.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a
From,
huge
Nikita.
fan of her from Nikita,
Yeah.
and also from Agent Carter.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. She was in that.
Yeah, and when she was in the second series or second season, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's really good.
That's an awesome choice.
And also because even though she's a bit older,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't look it.
Doesn't
Look it at all.
Not at all.
Or we could do Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Great actress.
Oh, so
I'm pumped to see her as Huntress in Birds of Prey.
So good. Yeah.
I've always liked her acting.
So have I.
Right from Final Destination 3 to the Thing prequel. She's a great actress.
Fargo.
Fargo.
Have you watched Fargo?
I haven't watched Fargo, but I saw some clips with her, and
Yeah, so that would be my pick.
Nice. Good.
I got Iceman next.
Iceman.
I said Iceman.
Iceman.
He's Jewish. Oh man.
Okay, I got Jack Rayner.
Oh, I don't know what he's from.
Sing Street, and he was in Transformers: Age of Extinction, and he was actually one of the better parts of that.
Okay,
movie.
I went with Josh Hutcherson.
Ah, yes, great.
Yeah,
I like him. I almost went with him for Cyclops.
I'd also accept him as Cyclops.
Yeah,
Actually, like
I
if
almost
we
went with him as Cyclops.
skew a little bit younger, then yeah, I could be happy. I'd actually be happy with him in pretty much any of these roles.
No, he's a good actor.
He's actually very versatile.
Like Chloe Grace Moretz, he started young, and he was amazing as a young actor, and he just continuously gets better.
And just gets better, and like her, just does. I feel like he just does what he wants.
Yeah.
Like he just wants to do roles that'll challenge him.
Mm-hmm.
Grace Chloe Moretz is one of my favorites.
Oh,
she's so good.
So good.
So good. I got Beast.
I got Beast.
Okay.
Okay. Will Poulter.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so
From,
you're basically skewing a little bit more like what's his face?
Going a little younger and stuff again.
But he also looks a lot like what's his face? Nicholas Hoult.
Kinda.
No,
he's got that smart look to him.
But he also has that very much.
I picked a picture where he was wearing glasses. I just felt like it was more Hank McCoy-ish.
I actually went a little bit older, a lot older on this one.
Okay.
But I argue that we can do primarily CGI, almost exclusively.
Pretty much now, if it's MCU, you could freaking get Sam Elliott to play him.
I went Billy Crudup.
Cool.
Crudup. Yeah, I went with him.
Great actor.
Yeah, great actor.
Good.
Yeah, so.
He could be blue again and not show his dick.
That's right. That was actually the key reason. I said, this is a chance for you to redeem yourself. No, really what it was this is a guy that... Because, like, I've always pictured Beast, especially because of the cartoon, primarily, as having a normal sounding, but not necessarily not a super masculine voice, but not a high-pitched, effeminate voice, but just kind of like my voice. Where it's not too deep, not too high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not an intimidating sounding voice. So then, like Kelsey Grammer, for instance, very much like that. Doesn't necessarily have to...
he was so good as Beast.
Doesn't necessarily have to have like that British sort of inflection to him.
Yeah.
But Billy Crudup doesn't have that, like, powerful, commanding voice. But... Like, you said Watchmen, and yeah, like, that would be where I would cite it from.
Yeah.
So I think, especially because, like I said, you could do pretty much all CGI, and you could just mocap the shit out of him.
He's one of the best parts about Mission Impossible 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Great
so,
actor.
yeah, so that was my guy.
Cool.
That was my guy.
That's your guy right there.
Yep. My last one is Angel.
I got Angel, too.
Yeah.
I went with Max Thieriot from Bates Motel again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could also sub him into a couple of these other ones too. And
Absolutely,
okay,
and I found
he was another he actually because like Highmore I knew was a great actor.
Yeah,
like was regarded as a great actor. So when I saw him in Bates, I wasn't like, oh, I don't know. Aside from the fact that he looks like a young Norman Bates, would look, but him and his arc,
he blew me away.
Was crazy good, and the other girl, the one that ends up being his wife,
Olivia Cook.
Yeah,
great actress.
Fantastic casting across the board. But for those two to be able to like muscle in on Highmore and Vera Farmiga. Anyway, because those are two powerhouse actors, absolutely powerhouse, and they should be because the whole fucking shows are about them.
Yeah.
But man, he's so good. So yeah, okay, like I definitely him, but I went with Michael Healy.
Michael Healy.
Yep.
Gonna Google it.
A little bit older.
Okay. Michael Healy. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just one of those like.
Yeah, if you're gonna go older again, for sure, I can see that.
A little bit older.
Yeah.
He just looks like that rich douchebag. That I feel like initially Angel would be. He would be that rich douchebag. But it also depends on how they play him, right?
Yeah.
Like if they play him like they did in X-Men Last Stand, then you know.
Mm.
But like, because like he was really just a rich guy who got wings, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have that father struggle thing unless they updated his origin afterwards. But you know, but again, your cast I think is also really good too.
Thanks.
But also because we're talking about Like, I think it was kind of fun to mess around with the...
I also do Moira McTaggart.
Hmm?
Moira McTaggart, Gemma Arterton.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I can see her
hands
being Xavier's.
But you could also still use Rose Byrne because she's ageless.
That's what I'm saying. Like, fuck,
but she's ageless, though.
She is.
She's an older woman and she's ageless. But
Marvel's going to go from scratch with their casting.
Yeah, no, they're going to.
And that's kind of a shitty thing because so many of these.
But they have to, though. They have to do a scorched earth scenario.
Unless the multiverse is a thing and they can bring over.
I also cast Colossus.
Oh, who'd you go with that? I didn't do Colossus.
Deadpool. Exactly like Deadpool.
Exactly.
You know?
Spot on.
I mean, I love that, you have him change into Colossus. I love that aspect because, I mean, I grew up with it and that's all I've ever known. But the way they did Deadpool, I think is great.
No, he was awesome in Deadpool. And I definitely want to see more of Colossus like that.
Yeah, so...
That's the casting.
That's the casting.
I want to know what your cast is for X-Men Fantastic Four.
I don't.
He doesn't. But you should comment down below.
I kind of do.
So I can read it and then tell him.
We'll do this real quick because it's getting late.
It is getting late and I got to piss.
Oh.
It happens.
Okay.
It happens.
So anyway, so Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah. Now, don't want to touch on it too much because there's a lot of Endgame spoilers in it.
Hold on. There's Endgame spoilers in the Spider-Man trailer that we're about to discuss. So if you have not seen Endgame, see Endgame, okay? And then watch Spider-Man Far From Home, okay? And then come back and watch this, okay?
Yeah.
All right, because there's massive spoilers for the ending of Avengers Endgame. So to repeat, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, go out, watch it. After you're done, watch the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home, then come back and watch us on the Geek Pants Camcast. I apologize for being so stern,
Warning.
but seriously, fucking watch the movie already.
Yeah.
Christ.
I mean, by the time this episode comes out, like...
There's no excuse.
You should have saw Endgame
There's
like
no
at
excuse.
least 3 times.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, Far From Home trailer, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Again, like you mentioned through our text, they're really playing the Iron Man thing again, even though Iron Man's gone. Kind of setting him up to maybe be a new Iron Man and not Spider-Man. Kind of a bummer. I was kind of hoping that Iron Man being gone from this would mean Peter gets to stand up and become his own person.
Yep.
That said, the rest of it revolving around Mysterio is fucking incredible. Mysterio looks so good.
So I'm going to interject really quick. I do largely agree with what you're saying about Tony Stark. Okay. Except, sorry, I'll go a little further. Especially because we had about 2/3 of Homecoming dealing with Peter Parker wanting to be the next Iron Man. And then realizing that it's better when he's just being Spider-Man. You know, like that whole reverse story thing where he has the upgraded suit at the beginning and then gets that taken away from him and realizes, no, he's still Peter Parker, he's still Spider-Man, and he's still a hero, and that's his strength, okay? However, we're now dealing with a Peter Parker who is dealing with the fact that he's lost his surrogate father figure. So he lost his first father figure, Ben, even though they kind of reference it in that one trailer with his luggage.
The initials.
And you reach to say, well, the clothes he's wearing in the prom or the homecoming dance is Ben's clothes. You can reach there. Okay.
You reach it.
But now he's dealing with, well, his father figure, Tony Stark, dying.
And I understand why a lot of that would have... Like, this is coming right after Endgame, right? Like,
100%
by the looks of it, this is like 2 months after Endgame.
Or...
Maybe a few... I don't think it's a year. I think it's only a few months.
I don't think it's any longer than 2 months max.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, it's very fresh.
So, we're dealing with a Peter Parker who's grieving. And I feel like that's why he's wearing the Iron Spider suit. Okay?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to be like Iron Man. So he's wearing the Iron Spider suit to be like Iron Man. Because they even say in that one scene, he's just like, I'm just trying to be the next Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know? So I like that aspect. Even though I still maintain that should be the suit that he wears when it gets heavy. You know, like that's his like, oh fuck, I might not make it out alive.
Mhm.
Let's get that suit, okay? But what they did with it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was absolutely awesome. That whole scene where he's fighting the bank robbers or whatever, the criminals, you know, and even the interplay with the cops where he's just like, I'm just too busy doing your job. I was like, oh, that's a good burn.
Yeah, that was a really
he's
good
like,
burn.
I'm going on vacation. And I was like, okay, all right. And I like the fact that we have him dealing with wrestling with the fact that he kind of doesn't want to be Spider-Man so much.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's looking at it like he has to be Spider-Man. And he kind of wants to be Peter Parker for a change. And I like that because that's an interesting aspect that we don't really explore. This is a kid, like I've said plenty of times, we forget that this is still a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say now he's probably about 17. So this 17-year-old has now wrestling with the fact that in a short amount of time, he became Spider-Man, right? Like, and he lost his Uncle Ben.
Yep.
And that was why he became Spider-Man, even though they haven't mentioned it yet, but I don't care until they tell me otherwise. That's how it happened, right? Then he meets Tony Stark, surrogate dad, goes to a planet, realizes that, holy fuck, I'm on a planet, and this is like end of the world, end of everything that we know scenario. He gets dusted, comes back, but knows that he got dusted, knows that he was gone for 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, comes back, has that beautiful moment where he has that hug with his surrogate dad, watches his dad sacrifice himself to save everybody. Now he doesn't have a surrogate dad, right?
Yeah.
Now he's trying to figure out his legacy type of thing. Kind of wants to be Iron Spider-Man, right? But at the same time, he also kind of wants to get back the 5 years that he lost. And luckily for him, most of the people
that he knows were dusted with
were dusted from the snapping. Still using that.
Yep.
But at least he's lucky enough to have that. But we're also now dealing with a world that's 5 years removed. So I get it. And I'm actually kind of intrigued by this. It's like when they were talking about the PTSD for Tony Stark in Tony Stark 3, because it's not an Iron Man, you know, and they did that really well, like those aspects of it. So I like that they're now this kid is wrestling with all these things, and I feel like John Watts. Is it John Watts?
I think that's it.
Yeah, John Watts.
John Watts.
Yeah, because it's Tom Waits. That's
Yeah.
right. So John Watts actually has a really good handle on this, and this is also a way to ground Spider-Man back into the real world, or as close to the real world as possible. Because again, like I said, he was on a fucking alien planet, and he was surrounded by aliens and gods and all this stuff, and watched all this stuff happen. So I like that aspect. I also like that they're basically referring to Mysterio as kind of like that cool uncle guy who's like, oh yeah, your dad didn't let you do this? Well, that's okay, man. Have a beer with me.
Yeah.
You know, I like that vibe, especially because he's very much going to be looking for somebody to fill the void that Tony Stark has left. And he's immediately going to gravitate towards Mysterio, not to Nick Fury. And I've said in previous things that I'm happy that Nick Fury's there, because now I feel like we can start to mine a bit more of the Ultimate stuff. And Nick Fury is based off of Nick Fury and the Ultimates.
Yep.
So he is going to be a hard ass. And it's not like Peter Parker and Ultimates thought Nick Fury hated him. You know, and even at that one point where Nick Fury's like, well, enjoy it while you can, because as soon as you're of age, like as soon as you're legal, you're mine, and you're gonna have to do everything I say, right? And it's only until we get to that point where he's like, I looked at him like a son, you know, like after he died, and then came back to life, but still.
Yeah.
So like I like that, and I think that that's gonna be one of those things where. And I griped about it right away, where I was like, we watched this movie where he spent the whole time trying to be Iron Man, but I think it's more or less he's wrestling with the legacy that he thinks is what Tony wants. But I think when he goes the Mysterio route, and I will be amazed if they don't have him actually be a bad guy.
Same.
I will be absolutely amazed.
I'm not.
But then when he goes that route, and then like even with and this is also like my theory about with Nick Fury maybe not necessarily being the Nick Fury that we know, possibly being Chameleon, even though they've gone on record saying no, he's not actually in this movie, even though he was cast, right? He's going to have that conversation with Happy, and Happy's going to probably say something along the lines of, like, no. Like, he's saying, like, you know, one of the reasons why Tony did this was because he knew you were going to be here to take up the legacy. He's going to be like, no, you misunderstood. He doesn't want you to be Iron Man. He wants you to be Spider-Man. He knows that you're going to be better than all of us. Mm-hmm. That's what he wants you to do. Just be you. And just keep doing what you're going to do. That's what I feel is going to happen. If it doesn't happen, I feel like there's going to be something where he's going to be like, the only way that I can honor his legacy is if I'm the best Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man is going to be, he is truly one of those characters that is one of the best of all times. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we're going to get to that point.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be the road that leads right to that point.
Yeah, I feel like that too. And they're saying, like, you're not going to see Michael Keaton in this movie, and you're not going to see the actor who's going to play Scorpion in this movie. Okay.
Good.
Great, because to be honest...
They're in Europe, so it doesn't make sense to see them anyway.
Exactly, and not only that, even if you show Keaton for half a second, people are going to go, well, I want to see more of that. Because no matter what negatives people say about Homecoming, there's no negatives about Michael Keaton's Vulture. Mm-hmm. There's not one. I don't think I've ever heard anybody go, yeah, but his Vulture sucked.
No, he was definitely the highlight.
You know what I mean?
Well,
so he's going to be, he's going to overshadow, and as much as we're making a big stink out of Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, which I think is amazing, the look, the presentation, even the fact that they're playing him off as if he's from a a different dimension, like the snapping opened up different dimensions, is, I think, an excellent way to do the introduction. But having said that, I'll be amazed if they don't make it be like, fuck, I'm a con artist, I'm lying about everything. Yeah. You know, like, I mean, sure, you can find out later that the multiverse does actually exist.
It might.
But it's just one of those where if you had, like, Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, and even, like, Scott Lang, all these really smart guys going, like, well, no, like, there's no, like, even the one, what's her face?
Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, even she doesn't mention anything about multiple dimensions, and she would have. She would have said, well, we're already experiencing multiple dimensions. I can't give you the stone because without this stone, anybody from other dimensions can come in here. We're already experiencing this shit, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of those, like, where they're saying it, so we go, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to trust until I see the movie.
That's right.
Because, I mean, Mysterio's, he's a guy that made Karen Page think she had AIDS.
Yeah.
He's a guy that made Wolverine kill the entire X-Men.
His introduction in the comic books was him framing Spider-Man and being a hero so he can capture the evil Spider-Man, and then it turned out that he's framed Spider-Man and he's actually a scumbag.
Yeah.
You know, who wants people to think he's amazing when he really isn't. So,
so there you go.
Okay, like if Maria Hill and Nick Fury aren't, they're actually them.
Yep.
That's going to be just another one of those, like, yeah, but how did you not figure this out? You know, like, you're the secret super spy that has your finger in everything, but you're not going to see through this shit. Mm-hmm. You know? But again, it's all about the story, right? And, I mean, Homecoming is a really good, like, it's a well-written story. Like, there's no real plot holes in that movie. So even if you didn't like aspects of it, you still can't say it's a bad movie. Mm-hmm. You could say, like, there's aspects of it that make it a bad Spider-Man movie, but, like, getting from point A to point B, there's none of this, like, well, you know?
Yeah.
Special effects look fucking amazing.
Oh, they look incredible.
You know? Yeah. My theory about the spider costumes, though, I think holds up really well, though. I mean, like, we have the Iron Spider, right? And then we have him in his Stark suit. Mm-hmm. Now, I think the shots of the Stark suit when he's, like, juggling I want to say those are in Europe as well.
Yeah, well, it kind of seems like he brings it over, and then Fury gives him the other
Well, no, he doesn't bring it over. Aunt May packs it for him.
Right, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's what he's going to apply, and then Fury's going to be like, no, people are going to know it's you.
Yeah, that's right. So then it's the stealth suit.
Yeah.
But I actually kind of think that the stealth suit is used because his Stark suit gets destroyed. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And then I think, and that's why we get that red and black suit, and I think that's him reverse engineering his own suit, and that's where, like, now he's going to stand on his own feet. He's going to be the Spider-Man, and not the Iron Spider-Man, you know?
Which will be great.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, like, yeah. But I mean, at the same time, coming off of Endgame, I'm still just like, yeah, like, fuck, like, Tony, like, that's it. Like, if you think about it, we're really not going to see Iron Man at all, except in the monuments that were made for him.
Yeah. So
thanks, Thanos, for saying that. What does he say? Like, I hope they honor you or something like that?
You purple bastard.
Yeah, so overall, and I said this too, I said if the next trailer happens and they don't reference Endgame and they actually make it look like it was set before Infinity War, then I was going to hate it.
Yeah.
And it was, like, the movie could have been amazing, and I'd still be like, yeah, but.
So right off the bat.
So when they immediately do that, I was like, okay, alright, and we have this kid dealing with all this grief, I'm like, I'm over the moon pumped.
It's hilarious to have Tom Holland introduce it too, being like, this is going to spoil Endgame for you. The guy that spoils everything.
But I actually think that's a marketing ploy,
it is. It's funny now. I think it was a mistake at first, but now they're playing with it.
The one time like it happened, it was a fuck up, and then after that, they're just like, well, let's just.
Hey, we can have fun with this.
Yeah. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm so pumped for this movie.
Looks awesome.
It does look awesome. I'm especially because, like, you know, he's one of my favorite Spider-Man and Peter Parker all in one.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, even rewatching the Raimi trilogy, which. Like, I mean, Spider-Man 2 is still one of the best superhero movies on the planet. Yeah. It's still one of the best Spider-Man movies on the planet. It's just, like, I mean, Holland is better because Holland is still a kid in these Spider-Man movies. And, I mean, at the end of this trilogy, I feel like that's it for high school for him. And he'll start to become an adult. And if they recast or if he re-signs... I think he should resign. I feel like he will.
It sounds like he wants to play his character for long.
Yeah, like I feel like he will, and then we can get to the adult stuff, and then we can start I feel like then we can really start comparing it to the Raimis, because we've never really dealt with a high school Peter Parker.
No.
You know what I mean? It was like
not with
he got it, but he was already like at the end of high school when he got it, and then there was the montage, and then it was like him moving in with. Or living with Harry. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So, I mean, like, overall, I can't wait for it. I really can't. And I'm pumped.
I'm excited for it.
You know?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Well.
I am pretty stoked.
Yes. I, too, am stoked.
For Far From Home.
Yes.
Which is the end of Phase 3, which is interesting. I thought it was going to be the kickoff of Phase 4, but...
I thought so too, but I'm actually glad that it's not. I'm glad that it's ending. I still don't like Far From Home, though. Like, the name now.
Yeah, really... The name should have... Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean... Why can't we just do Spider-Man 3?
I don't know.
You know? Like, I mean... We know it's not the Raimi movies, so just do Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
You know? Or... Call it Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, or Spectacular.
All these titles to play off. It's sensational.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Mercy, this was a great episode.
Another classic episode from the Deadly Duo.
Boom!
The greatest of all time, Kenneth and Chris. And... that is it, guys.
That's it. You have a wonderful day, evening, morning.
Have a wonderful life, just in general.
Life.
Just live it, love it, and see you later.
These pancakes are delicious.